Real Betis came away with the 3 points from Butarque after turning around a 2-0 deficit at half-time. In another game where the players were sporting the versus racism shirts, and very early on, a rare mistake from Rosier allowing Abde in. Marko Dimitrovic pulling off the save. This was just a couple of minutes into the game. Rosier, who after this incident didn't put a foot wrong all game long, but he was almost punished there for timing his header completely wrong. Chemay Diaz, the sporting director for Leganes, looking on from the stands. News emerging this week that he would not renew his contract at the club. As Leganes playing with no out-and-out centre-forward in this game. Dani Raba playing as the false number 9. And slightly controversial moment here that was almost swept under the rug when Dani Raba obstructed Adrian San Miguel. The goalkeeper seemed to catch him with an uppercut on the chin. There was no review and no punishment for the former West Ham and Liverpool shot stopper. Javi Hernandez with the run down the left flank, drilling a soft shot straight at Adrian. 6 changes made by Betis for this game with regards to the team that played on Thursday night in the Conference League against Vitoria Guimarães. Those 2 players, Bakambu and Jesus Rodriguez, awaiting their turn from the bench. Foul and a yellow card for Neyu for this challenge on Pablo Fornals. And a moment here of absolute indecision from Nathan in defence. Dani Raba picks up the ball, still had plenty to do. He outmuscles Diego Llorente when it seems like the chance has gone begging and he's left the ball behind him. Found a way to turn and drill in a right-footed shot. Here Nathan shows way too much of the ball for Dani Raba, but he's in his own half. He's got plenty of yards to make up. And Diego Llorente, he's not convincing. He's not firm enough in his defending. So 2 sloppy mistakes from both centre-backs. Allowing Dani Raba with the second shot on goal of the game for Leganes to fire the side from the south of Madrid into the lead. Anthony and Isco, both players who featured in midweek, combining here. Anthony slipping, but his cross was almost pinpoint perfect for Isco at the far post. Anthony again down the right-hand side, finding Cucho Hernandez. His shot was blocked. Plenty of Leganes bodies were getting in the way of Real Betis attempts. There's a team effort in defence from Leganes, making sure that there was no space or time for the Betis attackers, who are being frustrated time and time again. Anthony with some quick feet and a right foot shot, which wasn't too far away from Dimitrovic's top corner. And on the break, Leganes were looking to stun Real Betis again here, though. There doesn't seem to be too much of a threat with just 1 Leganes player in the box against 4 Real Betis defenders, but they all switch off. They don't look behind their back, and that's where Raba pops up to stab in the cross from Juan Cruz. Llorente again at fault as he's a couple of yards behind his teammates, breaking the offside trap, and he's unaware of Dani Raba's position, scoring his 2nd goal of the game. Anthony looking to reduce the deficit just before half-time with that shot going wide. But Butarque was rocking. It seems like they were going to pick up much-needed 3 points to steer clear from the bottom three, where they dropped into ahead of this matchday 28. But it was a completely different story in the second half. Right from the off, Pablo Fornals connected with this cross from Anthony. Perro plays a smart ball into the near post, which is headed behind by Renato Tapia for a corner. The feeling was slightly different from Real Betis in the second half. A little bit fortunate to be awarded the free kick here as Perro slips on the slippery Butarque surface. Maniraba came off to a standing ovation from the fans, probably thinking that his job was done and that he would be the hero this evening. Felt a tweak in his hamstring, forcing him to be replaced on 60 minutes. But now the tale would turn from here until the end. Betis introduced 3 changes to try and inject some energy into an anemic-looking side, with Bacambu, Aitor Ruibal and Jesus Rodriguez coming on.
Triple cambio en el Real Betis Balompié. Se retira del terreno de juego con el dorsal número 10 Tape, con el 18 Fornals y con el 23 Sabalí. Y entran con el 11 Bacambu, con el 24
Probably the moment where the game completely turned. Sloppy, heavy first touch from Marko Dimitrovic. Tries to react, but Bacambu is quicker to the loose ball. He brings down the former Villarreal centre forward. Out of nowhere, from the most unsuspected of circumstances, Betis were handed a lifeline, and Isco made no mistake from the penalty spot. And you could really sense inside the ground that one team was very much on the up, and the other one was starting to hesitate and worry about the fact whether they'd be able to hold on to their lead or not. They thought that they'd extended their lead once again when Miguel de la Fuente was the quickest to react to this loose ball inside the box, but he was in an offside position. Quick, neat football from Betis, and Jesus Rodriguez firing his shot straight at Marko Dimitrovic. Not so much needed confidence for the Serbian goalkeeper after his mistake. And this also an incident where the Betis players were screaming at the referee to show Rossier a second yellow card. What was a clumsy challenge, and to be fair, the Frenchman pretty lucky to come away unscathed. Neyu, another player falling victim to a muscular injury. He'd have to come off for Oscar Rodriguez. So Borja Jimenez losing a little bit of muscle in the middle of the park, where Neyu and Cisse had put in such a solid defensive display. And a second mistake of the afternoon from Marko Dimitrovic, opening the door to the Betis comeback. Marc Bartra with the long-distance shot. It swiveled and swerved in the air, not drastically, and Dimitrovic parried it straight into the path, almost onto Bakambu's head. He scored his third goal of the week after having claimed a brace on Thursday against Vitória Guimarães in the Conference League. Now it was all about holding on for Leganes, as Betis got plenty of men forward, and Cucho Hernández finished off the job. Anthony's cross, a rare loose control from Isco. Fortunately for him, his teammate was at the far post waiting. Cucho Hernández, first goal for the club in his 5th appearance since joining from Columbus Crew. Disbelief for Borja Jimenez and his side, but they had a couple of chances to make it 3-3. Miguel de la Fuente here, latching onto the cross and getting in ahead of Adrián San Miguel, who made contact with absolutely nothing on the way out. But an incredible comeback from Real Betis, 3-2 winners at Buterque, and that's now 5 wins on the bounce for Manuel Pellegrini's side.